Welcome to Piano Shack with me, Woody. Today I thought we'd play all of the Rhodes electric piano sounds on the Nord Electro 4. These are the same Nord Piano Library, hard to say library for me, library samples. The same samples you'll find on the Nord Electro, the Nord Piano and the Nord Stage. I think that's the whole set of instruments that this library is compatible with. We have about 10 Rhodes samples to play through. The first one is EP1. This is the Mark I Rhodes Stage Piano Low Deep. Late Mark I, built in May 1978 and adjusted to deep timbre. The amplitude is set to low. These settings give the piano a bassy sound with more fundamental than harmonics. The thing I like about this piano, and this is one of the very first Rhodes samples that Nord made. Can you believe it? It's 6 megabytes large. 6 megabytes large. But I don't hear any velocity samples, velocity switches or anything like that. And it's got a delightful velocity response like this. Plays softly. Or gently. Let's try a different piano. We'll go on to the next one, which is the EP2 Mark I Suitcase Close Ideal. And we have this one on number 2 of the Electric Piano 1 sounds. Let's try something else. I've got a few little songs here we can experiment with. Let's try this one. Shift up an octave. So not quite as belly, this sound. Let's see what it says about this one, the Mark I Suitcase, built in January 1975. We optimized the mechanics and adjusted the tines to ideal timbre. Timbre, I don't know how you say that. The volume adjustment is close. And how am I getting this information? Let me show you. In case you're curious, I am reading it from the Nord website there. Here we go, the EP2 Mark I Suitcase. That's what the Suitcase looks like in a sort of silhouetted version for copyright reasons, I guess. And here are the electric pianos we need to work through today. There are 8 of them actually. So let's refocus back on the piano. Like so. There we go, something along those lines. So I was playing a bit of Swing Out Sister for you there. Let's carry on. Oh. Let's try that again. Okay, I should explain, you are picking up the sound through my lavalier mic coming through my Logitech speaker system here. So you're hearing it in mono and through an amplification system and then into my mono microphone. But that's not too bad. The Rhodes piano is not a high-tech, high-fidelity instrument anyway. So we might be able to get away with this, and it's a lot easier for me to mix my commentary and the sounds if I do it this way. But I am recording the same thing in Reaper. Are you interested to have a look at this? Let me show you. If we go back over to the computer screen, okay, over here, you can see that in the background. If I switch windows here, there we go. We are recording at the same time. the audio as well. That's direct out from the Electro's outputs into my sound card. So I'm recording two versions of the video. One is going into the camera via the microphone and the loudspeakers, and the other one is direct from the audio output of the Nord. Hope you see what I mean. Let's go on to the next piano. Whoops. Oh, shit. Now I press space and stop the recording. Let's resynchronize with a couple of chords. That will allow me to synchronize the video with the audio. So, if I now jump back to my Nord piano library descriptions, let's go to number 3. So now we have a Mark II stage piano. Number 3, Shallow Close. This is also one of the very early Nord Electro samples that I had in my Nord Electro 2. But as we get later through the list which I have here, by the way, as we go later through the list, we will get to some electric pianos, the 5, 6, 7, 8, which I've never tried before. I've loaded them over to the Electro, but I have never tried them out myself. So we'll do that together today for the first time. So at number 3, we have a Mark II stage piano built in April 1981 and adjusted to shallow timbre. It sounds strange when I say timbre. This sound has loads of harmonics and bark. It is a transparent and radical timbre. So let's do a little bit of Cantaloupe Island or something. Yeah, listen to that. I love that bark and the bite that you get from the Fender Rhodes. That comes out really well on the Electro. I can play softly. And I hope you're not getting too much clack and clunk from the keyboard on the microphone. We'll have to see. It's quite a noisy, clunky, clacky keyboard, this one. Also a bit creaky. If I turn down the volume, you'll see what I mean. If I just play silently, you're getting a whole bunch of that noise as well. So if this doesn't work out, I'll upload another version using the audio I'm capturing on the computer. So that was our EP Mark II Shallow Close. Let's press on. Number 4. What does this one sound like? That's fat. So this is the Mark V Rhodes in the ideal close pickup position. Nord to say about this one, the Mark V. The Mark V Stage 73, built in June 1984. A very specific instrument they've sampled here and adjusted to ideal timbre. The volume adjustment is close. The sound of the Mark V has more clarity in the upper range. Beautiful. Better consistency at tone in the low range and increased sustain. Yeah. I could really get lost playing these sounds. I think they're absolutely beautiful. They are so well modeled. It feels like you are playing a real Rhodes with a lot of character, personality, and the dynamics, as I said, are just wonderful. Let's go from soft . Another thing to bear in mind, all the effects here are switched off. We have no reverb. I can enable it, it sounds like this. That was the foot pedal, the sustain. It sounds like this if I turn the reverb on. We can turn, for example, some chorus on. Any number of effects. But I want to demonstrate today the pure Rhodes samples on the piano library here with no effects whatsoever, no EQ, no effects, and they still sound fat and warm. You guys with a Kurzweil, a Roland or a Yamaha or a Korg, you try switching off all your effects, the reverb, the chorus, the delay, that's about it, and tell me what you think. I think the Nord Electro is quite unique in sounding extremely fat, punchy and powerful with all effects switched off. A lot of other keyboard manufacturers use them to beef up the sound, not so here. Okay, number 5, we need to move on here. The next one is a Mark I Suitcase. Let's see, we're at number 5 now. Okay, the file name is slightly different. This is a screenshot I took from the Nord Electro Manager software that I demonstrated in a previous video. It shows which samples I have loaded for the grand pianos, the uprights, the electric pianos, and which position they are. This number here corresponds to the number on the display. Anyway, Mark I Suitcase, bright tines. With the invaluable help of one of the planet's most acclaimed electric piano technicians, we have prepared one of our magnificent 1975 Mark I Suitcase with a special selection of hard hammer tips in certain ranges. It is adjusted with a close miking and set to ideal timbre in order to not lose the fundamental and the bottom end. The preparation also involved adjustment of the striking line and revoicing of the harp in order to get that bell sound. And boy, is this puppy bright and pingy. That's what Nord have to say about this one. So let's have a listen, shall we? We can perhaps do some... this is always the trick, knowing what to do. Let's try this. Let's play softly first. Hear the creaky keys? Eh? Hopefully I can drown that out. Haha. Yeah, pretty sweet. Moving on, number 6, what do we have there? 3 to go. So EP6 is the Sparkle Top Vintage 67. These are some of the samples that I haven't previously tried. I'm going to show you the screen. Let's change the angles a little bit here to make it interesting as well. So if we go back over to our screen here and let's see what it says about this particular model. So the EP6 Sparkle Top Vintage 67. Our Sparkle Top is a real vintage beauty, Born during the Summer of Love in 1967, they're getting more and more poetic with the descriptions, have you noticed? And was recently refurbished in the US with new felt hammers. The timbre is set to ideal. In 1965, the new tine-based electric pianos, that's a Fender Rhodes, became available in several configurations, and all the pianos manufactured during this period featured wooden piano hammers, felt-covered teardrop shape, and non-tapered Ray-Mac tines. Now, you're not going to get this level of detail from a Roland product manual, are you? This combination produced the raw, bell-like sound heard on many famous recordings. It is set to ideal timbre with a medium miking distance. Okay, so let's try this one out. I'm going to check we are still recording, which we are. I can leave it on the screen for a while. Why not? Whilst I think of something to play on this one. So we should be on number 6 now, the sparkle top. Yeah. Wow. I do enjoy that one, as a matter of fact. It's very expressive again. Super fat, woody, rich and warm. Woody. That's my name. Let's play something soft. I'm very tempted to turn on some effects now and start demonstrating the flanges, the chorus, the tremolo. But I think we'll do that in a separate video. We'll try and just focus on the raw piano samples today. Okay, let's take number 7 and see what we have there. I'm just going to switch my monitor back. So, EP7 Tines Amped. We have a very short description now. It says, this Mark I was recorded through a magic mix of custom-built preamps, tube amps and vintage outboards. And I've forgotten how to talk. So this is number 7. Must admit, I don't really hear the effect of those custom-built preamps, tube amps and vintage outboards. It sounds kind of similar to the other ones. Sounds a bit thinner to me. Still a massively fat sound though. And I can see the sizes of these piano sample downloads has gone up. We're now at about 31 megabytes, which is still amazing considering some of these Scarby libraries and other electric piano sample libraries you can download for your PC as a VST are in the hundreds of megabytes, if not gigabytes of megabytes. But it's hard to imagine them being much more playable than this. Let's do one more, and then we'll quickly go through them all. I'll play one piece and change the preset so you really can appreciate the different characters of the sounds we have here. We have a long description. This is the Nefertiti Mark I. Nefertiti, TT maybe you should say. The Nefertiti Mark I is a funky old workhorse that has spent most of its days in the darkest corners of the legendary Nefertiti Jazz Club in Gothenburg, Göteborg. Some replace times of mixed generations. Square silver tone bars, Raymack, tips, pickups and grommets make each note special in its own individual way. Slight unevenness in timbre, dynamics and sustain are classic attributes of these instruments and a big part of the charm and inspiring playability. This is a 20 megabyte sample download, and this is the most recent Rhodes piano that Clavier Nord have released. Let's have a listen. Maybe here are the differences they're talking about if we listen closely. I think it sounds quite even to me. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration. We made it through the 8 Rhodes pianos. I will do a separate video with the Wurlitzers, and we'll do a separate video where we examine the effects. And I hope the audio quality of this video was sufficient. I tried to capture everything on my lavalier mic, so I'm capturing my voice and the sound of the Electro at the same time. But hopefully it sounds good enough and it gives you the feeling of being in the room together with me as I'm demonstrating the instrument. This is what I'm shooting for. I've got no idea if it's going to work. I'll find out as I'm editing the video. But you are free to let me know in the comments, as I'm sure you will, what you think of the audio quality as well, if this is sufficient for a demonstration of the Rhodes sounds. If we were demonstrating a acoustic piano here, we need to do it in stereo, and of course I'd use a different technique to record the audio, but as I said, the Rhodes is a very lo-fi instrument, so I think we'll be okay. Also, apologies for my playing. It's difficult to play stuff. I did have a quick practice beforehand on some of these songs, but then as you're playing them in front of the camera and attempting to talk at the same time and manage the recording and the focus, and are we in focus? And the various other things you have to think of when doing a video, my playing goes to rats. and a lot of wrong notes where I wouldn't normally play them. So anyway, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos about the Nord Electro 4, so you get some kind of notification when I publish new videos. We'll be doing lots of other synthesizers as well, retro stuff and new stuff, of course. Like the video if you liked it. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the electric piano sounds. Love hearing from other Nord users. Okay, silly me, I almost forgot. I promised you to play through all of these sounds very quickly so you can really hear that they are different, because when you change to them and then play them for a long time, they all do sound a little bit similar to each other. So I'm going to play a few chords and we'll very quickly step up and down through the 8 sounds that we just previewed. One other thing, I did notice that we were on patch number 7 at the end, so I'm not sure if I was playing out on this Nefertiti Rhodes or if I was playing out on something else. So let's do a few chords. On number 8, which is our Gothenburg Jazz Club, Fender Rhodes. Okay, I'm going to quickly change through the sounds then, okay? We'll go backwards. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're back at the start. Once again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheerio.